Brendan, I'm excited for our meeting tomorrow as well. Thank you, PK. John, good afternoon. Morning, Helen. Morning, Charles. Jennifer, good morning. Happy Monday. There we go. Guys, I was just in a Zoom meeting, and for some reason, my camera is telling me that it can't connect. I think it's still somehow connected to the previous one I was in. So we're going to have to go through the challenges without it for today. So we'll be okay. We will be good. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and get this open. There we go. All right, so I can see y'all here. Okay, perfect. As we do get started here, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. If you like what you see, if you find a strategy, a candidate, something, anything that you like here today, my suggestion is you make sure that it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance before you ever take on a trade. All right. A lot of stuff happening in the Wealth Builders world. We've got April 17th. That would be today, Trade Watch Q&A. That's 8 p.m. 7 p.m. tonight is our check-in. And then the quarterly check-in, or the quarterly training, which is a full-day training in a circle, is coming up on the 28th and 29th, which are Friday and Saturday. That's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. Mastermind on the 18th, Monster Market Movers on the 19th. We got a lot of great candidates for that. Guys, if you're not familiar with Monster Market Movers, it's all about candidates. It's all candidate selection. It's all about patterns and so forth. That's what the entire training is on. Your very first one you come to, it's 2 hours. There's about 5 or 6 hours of core training inside of the members area, maybe more now because we've added a lot of Fibonacci trainings. Actually, that's the only place that houses all our Fib trainings is right there. Lee, do me a favor. Could you drop a link for that in? There you go. Appreciate that. So that, guys, for your very first one, it's $49 to come for the 2 hours. So take advantage of it. Trading You coming up next week. Power option plays, covered call, E-mini Vegas spreads. Those are on regular schedule. Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook as well. And then Protect, Preserve, and Win in Uncertain Times. Mr. Dale Zamzo, an amazing coach. He's one of my first mentors. What a great trainer. Has put together a way to protect your assets that you do not see this massive deterioration. That even when markets go down, there are ways you can not lose any money, right? And get paid along the way. So definitely you want to check that out. Lee just dropped that link in there as well. I appreciate it, Lee. Thank you, sir. Right, well, here is our followers page. Make sure you are following along with the latest and greatest of everything that we do. Go over to tradinglikeaboss.com and you'll find all of our free resources up there. You can easily go there and register for Power Hour. And while you're there, you could register for Trading Coaches Playbook, which we are now going to start sending our emails out that way for just that. That we're telling people, hey, now that you got registered for Power Hour, go ahead and register for Trading Coaches Playbook while you're here. Right? Let's see. Shut that volume off. Okay, actually, I wanted to bring it up on this page here. All right, so make sure you check it out, guys. If you have not been there, tradinglikeaboss.com. Right, has all of the resources that are available, right? Okay, let's go ahead and put that down. And Lee dropped that in as well. And there's a Trading Boss Manifesto. This is what it means to us as a company to be a trading boss, right? We want to help get you there. All right, fantastic. So what trades have you done today? Go ahead and drop those in. I want to take a look at the market a little bit and see what's going on, but I want to see the trades that you guys have done. You know, we've had my mother-in-law here. She's got some health issues going on. So my wife was off last week and we've had her back here. She lives in Queens, we're out on Long Island. So it's a 40-minute distance away. So she spent a couple of days here, went back home, came back for a couple of days. We brought her home again Saturday evening. and my wife brought her home. And my wife gets there and she's getting ready to leave, and she sees something moving on the floor and realizes that there's some kind of bugs, and comes to find out that my 82-year-old health failing mother-in-law has termites. So my morning has been spent dealing with termites today. Getting Terminex in there to give us some prices and so forth. So I did not get anything off today personally. But here's where I want you to take solace, is when I first wanted to learn how to trade, one of my biggest reasons was, if I don't want to work today, I don't have to. And that's exactly what just happened, right? Or can't, right? It's not me going, oh my God, I'm so sick, but I have to show up for work because I need the money, right? Or I have to show up because my boss is going to fire me, right? That's not the scenario here, okay? So that was a big thing for me of picking the market. Let's see. John said, Wheel of Fortune, SPY, naked puts, Tesla, Roku, and GME cash flow of 1.3 thousand, so $1,300. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Trader Will said, Micron up $520, still in some contracts. Good job, Will. Appreciate that. Brendan said, no trades yet. Just getting started. Yeah, it's not fun when family's sick, Will. You're right. Charles said, Tesla to the downside, still in on some, but collected 900 already. Good job, Charles. I love it. Let's see. PK, 2 contracts each for NVIDIA, $120, Costco, $80, United Healthcare, $100. That comes out to be $300. Nice job, PK. Yeah, Jennifer, it is expensive for them, for the termite stuff. We had him a couple of years ago here. We got a local guy. It was fairly inexpensive. I think it was $800 for the year. Andres bought 3 puts at a retrace to the 5 EMA on a 15-minute chart, $180 on SPY. Really nice. Good job. There you go. PK said, congrats to all. 100%, PK. I'm on with you, brother. That's the way to do it. You know, it's just bam, 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 right? Everybody just congrats to each other. I love when I see that stuff happening. All right. Right. Charles said your last Trading U class was fantastic. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Charles. Yeah, I don't want to say anything yet. I'm gonna wait. But we did some really good stuff on Fibs there, so that was great. Awesome job, everybody. There you go, Brenda. Thank you for that. All right. So let's go take a look. Yeah. Yeah, Trader Will said TMX is Terminex. Stock is down, ask for a discount. They may charge a premium trying to make it back, Will, instead, right? You never know. All right. Let me switch over to moving averages. Let's get rid of that. I don't need the orange bar. I think it's going to open it up. Come on. All I want to do is uncheck it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is today's intraday. We're down $8.50 right now. If we close here, if this top right here becomes a swing high, we had a high on this day, a higher high at that 41.63.19. And if this stays the high now, that would be a lower high. That's what indicates a swing high pattern, right? We are still seeing the 8 moving average move up. So the question is, are we going to push into it and bounce, or do we fail and break through the 8? And then we got to make some decisions in there, right? When you look at overall pattern, you know, I did this on the update over the weekend. Look at the overall pattern. We've got this sideways move going on in the S&P, right? And we've run out of steam. This is the 3rd week in a row, but we've run out of steam at this point. And it's just Monday, but we're not really moving anywhere. We're in that sideways mode. We've been here before. We cannot yet get up to the previous highs. And even when we did make the high, we seem to pull back for the next 2 weeks. And we'll see where it goes over the next week or two as well. We look at a monthly chart. on the S&P. We've been flatlined for the month, for the monthly, right? Just look at moving averages. Ain't no moving. There's no movement. They're sideways. They're dead. They're done, right? They're absolutely done. Okay. So it is crazy time on the monthly chart. When we look at the weekly, we definitely have that channel pattern, which is that indecision type pattern. And you go back to the daily chart, and what are we seeing in here? On the daily, again, we're getting higher highs than the recent swing high we had, right? We came up, here's another swing high. We've got a new swing high there, right? That 4181 still has to be our target. Bottom line, period, the end, that's got to be our target there. You have to be focusing on that number, that 4181, and then the 4195 to the upside, right? We look at VIX, and we got down, just give it a couple of seconds. We're up a little bit from where we were, 31 cents. We got down below that yellow zone, below the 18, right? Which puts us into a low VIX, which is phenomenal as a buyer. It's not good for sellers. Phenomenal as a buyer, right? So for me, you look at that 18 to 22, 25, 23, maybe 17 to 23, somewhere around there is kind of a good mix for a buyer seller. There's no rule, there's no guarantee or exact, but I mean, we hit red zone just a month and a half ago, right? And we're talking about being in yellow now. We've been here before, couldn't sustain. Everything has been solid black so far, closing lower than it opened, but we really got to see where it all comes to fruition. Give me a second, guys. Let me just stop the share for a sec. Sorry about that. I just don't know where this is on my screen. Okay. All right. You should see it back. I want to go ahead and open something up, share with you guys. Yeah, we'll use totals. Yeah, we'll use that. That's good. That'll work. Just gotta wait for which monitor it opens up on. Okay. Come on. NVIDIA came up before, right? Tesla came up before as possible, as trades that you guys are looking at or had done. Tesla, I see NVIDIA, right? Netflix has got earnings coming out, right? Well, if we look, right? I did a training here a couple of weeks ago. And in that training, the topic was my top 3 trading companies were Netflix, NVIDIA, and Tesla. All right. So this page that you're looking at right here is power option plays for the first quarter of 2023, right? And just look at this segment in here. Don't worry about what's above and below. It's the same thing, just sorted out differently. It's exactly the same, okay? So we had 145 trades in the first quarter. We had 113 winners, 27 losers, 5 that were break even, okay? And you can see the break evens, about 10-ish% for each of those stocks that there was a break even, okay? If you look at Netflix, we took 11 trades, 10 winners, 90% of them, 91% of them were winners, no losers, and 1 break even, right? So $53,430 was total P&L. 48.57.27 was the per trade P&L based on 11 trades, and it equated to 15.05% of the monies that we were looking for as far as what came in, right? Again, based on these strategies and numbers and so forth, okay? If I highlight these two here, that's the same ones. So you're looking at about 30% of what we made in power option plays came from those 3 stocks. Okay. I am a huge fan of these 3 stocks. So whether you trade them, don't trade them, so that's your call, okay? The nice thing is we've got a very well-rounded mix right now. We're not at 25 or 30% somewhere. We don't have 0.2% or 0.02% rather of numbers there and so forth as far as win ratios, percent of P&L. So overall, and again, decent per trade P&L on those, right? When you look at the win-loss ratios, right, of these three, actually it should be here. Right, between them, we took, do that, try it again. 1, 3. Between these three, it was 23 trades, right? Yep, Charles said, just keep eating Chipotle. That's my bread and butter. Me too. I love them. I love them as a trading company, without a doubt, right? We've had one trade go against us. It wasn't a big hit. But I seem to do better on Netflix. And Chipotle's not for everybody, right? It has a little bit bigger, wider bid-ask spreads. It has lower open interest. It's not a setup for every trader to consider, right? But overall, we did well. Meta, who I'm just not a Zuckerberg fan, we had 100% winners on Meta. It was the only stock actually Nvidia was the other one. We had 100% winners, right? And then we did have some ones that didn't perform as high as I'd like them to, right? I'll be going over all of this in the Mastering the Trade. The next one we do, we'll talk about if there's some stocks we may want to consider changing out from here as well. But overall, I'm happy with our numbers. And I brought it up because of the companies that you guys are putting in there of, what did you trade, right, for your answers. And I love it that these are the stocks that you're all trading and focusing on at this point, okay? So let me go back into the presentation. All right. Earnings concerns. Let's talk earnings. Way back when I first got started, 1997, March of 97, actually, but way back when I got started, earnings was something that you did. You took an earnings trade, a strangle, where you bought a call and a put. You did it a couple of days-ish before we first started it, before the earnings date. So if the earnings was on the 10th, 6th, 7th, somewhere around there, you're going to do the strangle, okay? Basically, what you're doing is you're buying a call, you're buying a put. As long as it moves one direction or another, life is good. One side expires worthless. You pay $2 for each option, the call and the put. You spend $4. As long as one side makes you more than $4 in closing out price, total price, because the other one's going to be 0, you're good to go. When it didn't move, well, that's when you got hit as a losing trade, as a trade that went against you. And then that started going to where couple of days was no good, then it became a week, then it's 2 weeks, and now market makers can be playing with those numbers weeks in advance as far as playing with volatility, with the vols, pricing, bid-ask spreads, all that. Negotiating it was always difficult at that point because they didn't want to. So as time progressed, strangles kind of went away as the go-to strategy. We were teaching it. The company I was with, that's what we taught. I mean, we were killing it on it. Market makers figured it out and like, yeah, let's just put a stop to this. And it did. It stopped becoming a viable strategy. So what was the next step? Next step was trying to pick directionally. You look at options and figure out with options how much is expected to move. You could tell that in options pricing. And actually, Ryan does a great job teaching that, Ryan Litchfield. Maybe I'll ask him to show you that in one of his coach's playbooks on a Friday. But going over, you're looking at options and say, okay, how much do I think it's going to move? Is it worth taking this trade? Are they overvaluing? What are they pricing it at? And so forth. Okay. And that worked okay for a while. And still does, still can. for me, I've always been a fan of not trying to get in the trade before the earnings. But that's where you catch it. No. So what's happening, right? Well, let me ask you a question. If earnings come out good tomorrow night, 18th, tomorrow night is Netflix. Very focused on that. It happens after the market closes. If it comes out good on Tuesday night, and so they beat earnings, whatever it is, what happens to the stock price is it takes off. But can someone tell me what will happen to the options pricing? Is it going to be fair valued? Is it going to be undervalued? Will it be overvalued? What happens to the options pricing? Yeah, just drop them in. Inflated, expensive-o. You doing a little Italian trip? Expensive-o? My daughter was asking my wife how to say something in Italian. I forgot what it was. And I just bust her chops whenever I can when it comes to this. And I turned around and said, don't you just put an at the end? She goes, no, it's not how you say it. I said, yeah, just just put an at the end. It all works, right? And you use the English word, put an at the end. Expensive right? That's it. That's how you say expensive in Italian. Expensive right? So what's going to happen is, Scalper Ed said crazy value. Exactly. So you're going to see, Brenda said overpriced, Charles said inflated, PK said over. Andre said both calls and put deltas will be high and expensive options before the announcement. Right. Exactly. So what about this? If you know going in that position is going to be overvalued, what kind of trade can you do to take advantage of the overvalue? Will, you're spot on. Brenda, spot on. Okay, Chip, the way I read it, okay, I thought you wrote sell more time. I'm like, sell more time. Then I read it better. Sell, Mortimer, sell. So Andre said sell either or both, right? John, sell the position, and others, right? Sorry I didn't read them all. It's just what I can catch on the screen as I'm moving. So you want to look at selling positions. By focusing on selling positions, whether you are doing a directional option, meaning you're going to sell a put, okay, or you're doing a credit spread or something like that, okay? But you want, when I said direction, I meant single leg versus a multiple legs, right? I like selling on positions, on stocks, okay? That I am a tremendous fan of. Selling options premium. Hence, that's why when I do the market warnings, it's all based on what we're looking for as far as to make monies is we're selling on the news. We're selling premium. Okay. And that's with credit spreads, right? That way I can lock in some premium, dramatically reduce my risk. If I get whipsawed, it hurts, but you know what? You got slapped. You didn't get, your hand cut off, right? It was a little bit annoying, but you'll survive another day, okay? John said, I still like to sell based on the anticipated move before earnings announcement. Listen, John, I'm not saying that it doesn't work, and you've got a system that's working, and that's awesome. But I can tell you that there are so many newer traders that are trying to capitalize on earnings prior to the announcement is where it's a problem. All right. Someone with experience that's got a system, whole different story. Here, I'll give you a great example. Can anybody tell me if Netflix is announcing earnings tomorrow night, and it is, and it's after the market closes, so after 4 p.m. Eastern, when Netflix makes that announcement, how is Rob going to potentially trade that position? What am I going to do? It's at night. The market's closed, but I want to trade at night. So what am I going to do? There you go, guys. So what I'm going to do is this. Do I have it open here? Okay, there it is. RRNQ earnings. Earnings. All right, there we go. So I have a chart of the NQ. NQ is the NASDAQ futures. This is a continuous contract I have here, okay? This one right here, as an example, okay? We'll look at NQ, and I'm going to change this over to Netflix. I'm going to make this Netflix, this 5-minute chart on Netflix full screen, okay? I want you to take note of something in here. You get a pen. Actually, let's get a rectangle. Look at those candle colors and look at these candle colors. The ones over here are all light. They're lighter greens and lighter reds, okay? Why? They are pre and post market. So tonight, we're going to see the market closes at 4 p.m. and the Netflix is going to continue to trade, right? And what's going to happen is that announcement's going to come out, and this is tomorrow night. We're not trading it overnight, Will, right? Because overnight session doesn't start until 5 p.m. That's the overnight session. It's 5 to 6 is overnight, right? We're not trading it overnight. We're going to get in. Oh, so, well, when you said who can trade it overnight, are you talking about on Netflix itself as a stock, or are you talking about the NQ? Netflix has pre and post market trades all the time. When I bought my Amazon trade, my very first shares of Amazon after their split down, I bought it in pre-market. I bought it pre-market. You have to use limit orders. You cannot use market orders, but you can buy it. So with that being said, and let me know if you need more clarification on that, Well, I'll be glad to go into it. With that being said, Netflix is going to make a move on the announcement. Up or down, I don't really care. I just need to move. Let's say the announcement's good and Netflix moves to the upside. Well, the NQ, which is the NASDAQ, is going to move to the upside. And I'm going to trade the NQ here as a contract instead of trading NASDAQ. Why am I doing it? Because it is a high flyer, a big mover, a high percentage of the NASDAQ is Netflix. So I will trade Netflix, I will trade Amazon, Google, Tesla, and the likes of those with this strategy. And this now allows me to cap, and this is short. I mean, you could be in this for 10 seconds. You could be in it for 3 minutes. If you're in it for 10, man, it's like an eternity. Right? This is a short-term day trade, get in, get out, and rock on what you're making on the NASDAQ. All right. It is a phenomenal strategy. This is something that we used to do when I had first started the E-mini think tank. This was a strategy we did in E-mini. Okay. And I use a 377 tick. Can anybody tell me where 377 comes from? Yep, it's a Fibonacci number. It's a fib. See, right? It's a fib. So it's a tick chart. So it's 377 ticks, right? Or what's taking place in there. All right. Not a 1 minute, not a 5 minutes, not time. Right. So if you look, this current candle right there is 1233. Right. The one before it is 1232.44. The one before it is 1232.02. So these two candles both opened and closed within that one, that 1 minute time frame. If we go back and look at not lunchtime, actually, let's find right at 9:30. Let's find the first 9:30. So this, that one there, that one there. So this is the 9:30 start right here. We are still, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, 13 candles all happened at 9:30 today. Right, it's 377 trades per candle, correct. Exactly, well. Yep. Excuse me. So it's more active when the market's more active. It's less active when the market's less active because it's based on trades. It's not based on a time period, a 1 minute or a 5 minute type chart. Okay. So what if you have access to data that is futures data, and if you are trading with TOS, this is free data. You just call them up and say, I want it, and they'll turn it on. They don't, unless they've changed it, they don't just turn everything on unless you're asking for it. So any data you want, you got to ask them for the data. And I think you need to have a funded account to get the real-time data. Okay. And this only really works if you're using real-time data. You can't use delay on this. But amazing strategy, amazing technique. So what did we do today? What are we talking about? We talked about using strangles. We talked about buying options prior to the announcement. We talked about waiting until after to buy options, which I still love. I'm a tremendous fan of those. And we talked about buying options when the market, buying futures when the market is closed. Right? Will said $500 in an account funded gets you free data on TOS paper account. There you go. Appreciate that update there, Will. TradeStation charges you for everything. Look at them and they charge you a fee. I pay for every stitch of data that I get from TradeStation, probably close to $100 a month on data. Enough of a reason, and it's in real time, right? For you, Will, on TOS. Yep, enough of a reason not to use TradeStation and to use TOS, or Tasty or something like that. Those of you that are in Canada, Interactive Brokers, right? Everybody's got little fees and so forth. TOS just seems to give it all away. So I'm very impressed with them. All right, what candidates do you all want to look at? Drop those trades in. Let's go analyze the market and see what's going on. Person I was just on the phone with was from Boston, so I'm saying the market. Okay, so Brendan's got SPY. So let's go look there first. All right, let me bring up a symbol grid. Woo. All right, so let's see, Brenda. SPY. All right, so Brenda, we've got 410 as the first downside target, 418. I need to bounce off the 410 to do anything unless I'm doing a pivot trade on SPY. Right, next was QQQ. Brenda had asked for. And all right, so we're down a little bit. Now we are pinned, Brenda, between that 318.53 and the 8 moving average. We just can't get away from it. Very interesting, actually. Very interesting. What's going on there? So I need that break above the 318.5 and a close, and then bounce and look for the potential upside there. And if it does, 18 at 34. Yeah, so we need to split that level in half. Ooh. And we don't need a new fib yet, but we will. So we're going to insert an 882 fib. $326 is the first upside target. All right, so that's number 2. Amazon. Da, 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 da. I like superheroes, baby. So Amazon just keeps bumping its head on that 103.60, right? As it did today. Gapped up, pushed higher, and fell. It's holding above the 8 moving average, so I'm happy there that it's holding. But in an ideal world, I would like to see this get above that 103.60, retest and bounce, and then 108, 107 and 3/4 would be our next target. Right? And very doable for Amazon. All right, I hope that helped, Brenda. Let me know in the comments down below. Tesla. Kevin's asking for Tesla. Charles is asking for Tesla. There's probably others that are further down that I can't see yet. Right, Kim's asking for Tesla. Okay, so I'm not going to go down and read the rest yet. All right, so on Tesla, Elon Musk, right? So we're looking at 18th. I am 99% sure. Just check. I did it nice today. I cleaned up my desk, made it all pretty, and I can't get the dang camera to work. Tesla is the 19th. I don't know why I was confusing with the 18th. 18th, we've already got 2 others that are announcing there. So they're in the 19th, okay? Is when they announce. So, let's see. It's tough, Kevin, right? It's tough right now. We're in the middle. I mean, it's just, there's not a great setup in there. So even if you break above the 8, you got the 21 right above your head. If you break below the 55, as we did, which is okay, that's at 185. You've got 181 as support. Not that it's bad, but you've got a support level in there that could hamper a move, right? Now, we have been there before, recently, massively. Actually, we played ping pong between both levels, the 191 and 181 in one day. That's ping pong right there. That big black candle is ping pong. Just goes back and forth. Yeah, if you're waiting, if you're looking now, retest the 8/55 and roll over, and 180.68 is support. So 181.5, 182 would be my exit from there. All right. Kevin, Charles, Kim, anybody else that's got it, I hope that helps. Let me know. Tripp's asking for AMD. All right, so AMD had a nice uptrend going, and then today they decided to break. All right, so they dropped down inside of there. We can put just like it to be a little bit bigger. The distance between the 618 and the 50. But push back up to that 90.5 and fail 87.5 is support on AMD, right? IBM. Trip, you take a lot of trades on IBM. I can't get myself behind them. They just move so slow for me. Maybe I'm just dead wrong, but it's tough. 127.86, 125 is support. Move back up, retest the 127.86, fail, roll over, and 125 is the target. All right, so I do like that setup. Some, but not a lot. Okay. Yeah, Wilder's average true range is $2. I know, Will, it on IBM, it just seems like the average true range is 4 cents. It's just, oh my God. You know, it's just so slow for me. DX said, what happens to Tesla when they start making motorcycles? I don't know. Are they self-driving motorcycles? I mean, I guess that may have something to do with it, right? I'm not sure. Obviously, it's another business for them, and I think they'll lead that one as well. Micron is last. Trip's last one, then Micron. The Trip Trio. Guys, when their earnings came out, here, right? This is why I like selling strategies, right? Did a credit spread, so took in credit, I got paid 42% for the day. Did a long call, not until it got above the 62, retest and bounce, 74%. 74%. Right? I'll take it, baby. All flipping day long. I hope that helps, Trip. Let's see. Roku. I think we had more than one person asking for that one as well. That was John, was the first one. So Roku, guys, look at the mess Roku is in right now. When I say mess, I mean absolute drop dead, oh my gosh, mess. Right? Ugly. They've been sideways from February, late February, just in this sideways move. On this day, we did 20 contracts of call, right? It opened up, pushed up, retested, bounced, okay? But we got stopped out on that trade, okay? So no trade taken there, all right? On the next day, we did puts. Why? It gapped down, it retested, it failed. I could take either side. It definitely switched back the way that Doji was setting up, okay? Without a doubt. And we were up $3,900 on this lousy little $60 stock. Roku was not one to miss. And here we are, it's Monday, right? Let me go see. Let me just go back here. Let me get my option chain open again. While we do that, yeah, there. Let's see. Okay. All right. Come on. Let's go look at Roku. So if I were looking to buy an option right now on Roku, and just for ease of looking, let's just do calls. We're pretend it's moving up today, okay? I'm going to find that 65 to 85 delta. I have a 71 delta. I need open interest of at least 100. I've got 500. I've got 500 in volume today, right? Theoretically, the option should be trading at $3.21. It's trading at $3.28. Oh my God, I should just slit my throat and stop trading. It's overvalued by a whopping 8 cents or something, right? That right there would be the option that I would choose, right? If I were directional bullish, right? And we're talking about a 20-cent bid-ask spread. It's nothing. Nothing in the grand scheme of things. Right? Great setup if the chart's doing what you need to on a very low cost option. So back to the chart, right? Get above the 63.5, John, retest and bounce, or fail off of the 63.5, retest and drop, right? You've got some short-term support in there right now at 63, 62.95, 63.01. That's perfect. Get below the 8 moving averages and I'm in. Right? Retest on a 5-minute candle, fail, or whatever your time frame is, and you're good to go. Okay? Hope that helps, John. DX is asking, where can we obtain info on these earnings plays for futures? Doesn't sound like Brandon utilizes that strategy. No, he doesn't. This is something that we created, that I created. I developed many, many, many years ago. Brandon knows exactly what it is. But it's basically on the high flyers. Go look at the top holdings in the QQQ, and you look to do it on the top 10 holdings of the Q. That's all. And it's only NASDAQ stocks. That's all you do it on. And only ones that announce after the market closes, not before the market opens. We only do them at night. All right. I hope that helps, DX. Let me know. All right. Trader Will's asking for Expedia. What they say, travel is up 17% price-wise. Airline travel is up 17% over last year. 17%. This is a lot of money. Old fib, but needs to stay. We don't really have anything in the meantime. Let's see. All right. So overall bias right now is bearish neutral on Expedia, Will. but I like that it's stalling at the 93.72, which is the confluence of the 21 moving average. If we fail over and drop below the 92.17 level, there's an opportunity to the downside. Now, do we need a fib in here? Well, we're looking at we'll call it 85 to 94. So that's 9 points, right? I've got 589. Yeah, I need a fib in there. All right, so that would be not a number I have. Okay, so we're just going to split it by hand manually. Not something I have set up as an automatic fib. And look where that line lies. You know, the call I just had with a student, and guys, gals, everybody, let me say this before I forget. This will be the last time you hear me mention it. Last week before, you know, I got a lot of pushback on us doing Key to Be Free. People couldn't get into the class because it was packed. Some others I had offered to meet with people myself instead of it being my team. Some people wanted to meet with me directly. And, you know, I offered it again. We sent emails out. You're going to see more emails come out today, I think, on it, right? And apology emails. If you came to a Key to Be Free and I didn't give you the opportunity to meet with me, instead one of my team who did a great job for you, but for some, there was, you know, something that they wanted. So if you still have an interest in meeting with me, yes, my calendar this week is shot. I don't think there's an hour open for this week, but I won't be talking about it again next week. So if you want to do it, you need to get on my calendar now. Lee, can you drop in, if you would, the link to the bookacall.org, please? All right. So take advantage of that, everybody, and get on there. Right. And let's talk about what I can do this year to help get you where you want to be. Okay. So I like Expedia. I like it to the downside, break the 92, and we're looking at 89.33 as support is where I see it. Well, if it breaks up, Katie bar the doors, you got, well, you'll need a fib in there also. If it breaks up, 99. All right. Hope that helps, Will. DX is asking for NVIDIA. All right. Woo! Gotta love some NVIDIA, baby. So right now it's pinned between the 8 and the 21, right off of the 265.10, confluence, pinning, whatever you want to call it. It's messy, right? If we break the 265, you're looking at 255 as support to the downside. If we break up, I got to get above the 268, which gives me 276 as support, resistance. But I get a little far away from support to take it there. So you've got to make that call of the validity of yes, I want to or not. Intraday trading, I'm okay as long as your stops are tight. All right, DX, I hope that helps. Trader Will's asking for JPM. JP Morgan. Woo! Look at that earnings move today, right? They were on my list before I had to cancel market mornings today and run into Queens to take care of the termites. Let's see. So great move up, retested, and a bounce. If you can get the bounce, we're looking at 143 3/4. But I think this is more likely that it was overdone on the announcement. You know, too much of a move. And if we can get the fail off of the 138.66, get down to 138, 137.5, somewhere in there, and look bearish, you're looking at 134 1/4, so 135 as a target. All right. Let's see. We got a couple of metas in here. META, not METX. Right. Let's see. So in a good bullish bias, we're up at the hesitation level. We are above our 8 moving average. We are respecting that 8. That when we touch it, it's time to take the trade. Right? Every time we get in. Granted, we brand new. No, we failed. Right? Up in here, we gap down through it. Nothing you can do. You're stopped out. We touched it. Take the trade. Take the trade. Take it. Take it. Consider taking it. Okay. So 220.08 is my resistance right now, with 229 is my upside. Down is 208.62. And that is on Meta. Oh, I didn't know that. Les said they canceled the space launch thing, Netflix, SpaceX. I guess the window didn't work. Zero Bikes are way ahead of them. Is that, I don't know who that is. Well, so I'm assuming it's another company that has battery operated motorcycles. Kevin said, Rob, what are your thoughts on Elon starting AI company? Good or bad news? Well, I think Elon is spread too thin, personally. Tesla stock will skyrocket when he finally puts a CEO on Twitter. I think people will see him back and say, oh yeah, now he's focused, right? Where he doesn't have the day-to-day responsibilities. He was already sleeping on the plant floor in Tesla, now he's too far away. As far as AI, he was one of the original founders, investors in ChatGPT, right? So I think anything the man touches is huge. I don't know what his interest is going to be, since he sent a letter to some majors out there saying we need to put the brakes on AI. Right? I think everything right now is becoming AI. We've had filters on our charts for years, but now it's called AI. Artificial intelligence found it. Yeah, it's a computer program. That's all. I'm not sure if that video is still there or not, Will. Yeah, so Will said, yeah, it's electric motorcycles, very nice bikes. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with them as a company. I don't know. All right. So real simple for me, I go into my pop list. Here's my top 20, right? My pop stocks. And I just got to wait for everything to kind of catch up on intraday data. Adobe, right? Failing in there a little bit. We stretched up and hit Amazon, resistance. Right. Same with Booking. We're right to that line. Chipotle Mexican Grill. All right. Gap up. Let's go. Ooh, low doji there. Plenty of room to the downside on Costco. Google. I like the place Google is in. You got plenty of room, up or down. Goldman Sachs. Jennifer said, watch 60 Minutes about AI. Very interesting. It talks about Google. Yeah, I mean, people went crazy. I was on Benzenga's show the day that Google messed up, the day after Google messed up, when they asked it to do something with AI, so their AI to give an answer and it was wrong. But it's brand new. They're just developing it. It's going to make mistakes. That's what beta testing is for. It wasn't here's a finished product. It's here's a brand new thing. And we were talking about it on there. So yeah, the mistake is people just doubting Google. Right? Google's going to own the world someday. I cannot remember the name of the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, with Sylvester Stallone. It's the one they froze him. He was a cop and he didn't do what he was supposed to, and they froze him. Cryogenics, right? And then they revived him. Demolition Man. Thank you, Will. And the only restaurant left that survived the restaurant wars were Taco Bell, right? Google will be the Taco Bell, right? They are going to survive. There's no way Sergey and these guys are going to let anything happen. They have got an amazing pulse on what the world wants and needs. They don't even know they need it yet, and they know. So Goldman Sachs, I like Goldman, right? I like the pattern, the place it's in right now, very much. The Depot, I'm visiting its distant cousin today, Lowe's. Nothing there I'm interested in. Let's go back to a bigger picture here. Bigger picture, please. We're right at support on MasterCard. Give me that bounce, baby. All the way up to 377. Meta. said this before. I've rooted for Meta to do bad because I'm not a fan of Zuckerberg, but you got to give him kudos for where this stock was and what he's gotten it up to. Amazing, amazing, amazing move. Right? Meta is okay. Nothing crazy in there for me today. Then we look at Netflix. Yeah, downside opportunity down to 321. We look at NVIDIA, and not much there. We're looking at PayPal. Nice breakout, finally. Retest 76.5 up to 79.5. Roku, we looked at this one before. SPY, we looked at this before. Square. I like it. Failed after 65 down to 61.5. Tesla. I would love Tesla to either get above 191.41 or down below 180.68. Either or, I don't care. Just get it. But watch the earnings. United Healthcare, their earnings just came out. So they're in a bullish neutral bias. The bounce off 504 only takes you up to, well, takes you up to 509.5. Right? If you drop, it's got to break the 500. Then you've got the 21 moving average, the green lines, a lot of things getting in your way there. So keep that in mind. And then we have W Day, right? Nothing really going on with W Day right now. So very good. Excellent. Well, listen, I hope it was helpful. Go ahead and get yourself set up with a call. Lee, I don't know if you dropped it in. You probably did. Bookacall.org. So guys, go over to bookacall.org and let's get together and chat, right? Get set up in tomorrow night's Monster Market Movers, right? We've got our next Fibonacci pattern we're going to be covering in there, right? So with that, I bid you adieu. You're welcome, Jennifer, on the NQ trade. Happy trading to all of you. Yeah, so I bid you adieu. I will see you all at our next one. Take care, everybody. I'll leave the room open. You guys can grab those links. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.